Hey, intuitive viewers, how are you? I hope you guys are doing okay. Um, uh, I've been doing a lot of work with my guides and trying to get some clarity and understanding about things that are happening right now. And man, I think I've got some interesting information to share with you. I don't know um, how it will land, but it will be interesting to see. I hope that it's really helpful. For me, it was like a light bulb. It really was super clarifying. Um, and I even took notes. So if you see me look over here, I'm just looking at my notes so I don't leave anything out. So last night, so first of all, I think I told you I've been doing lots and lots of meditating, lots and lots of yeah, being in a lot of meditation and a lot of I'm being very available to my guides and asking a lot of questions and trying to get information and answers. And last night, I kept before I started when I was starting to go to sleep, all through my dream state, and as I woke up, I was getting the unearthing again, talking about the unearthing. And I also got this morning that vision that I've gotten before of the German people cleaning out the uh, concentration camps. And it sounds gruesome, but it's the picture that they give me isn't gruesome. I just know what it is. Because it's from a documentary that I watched. And they showed me that again. And listen, whether it was through cheating, which we know that there was cheating beforehand, regardless of what happened during the election, we know that there was because there was gerrymandering and they did things where they were throwing out votes and doing all these weird court cases and trying to get people removed from the rolls and things like that. They were doing all of that. And that in my feeling is cheating, is trying to stop people from voting. That's cheating, right? So whether they did, we're all seeing that something happened with hacking, something happened with the ballots. So we're all seeing that. That's this is for entertainment purposes only, by the way. But we're all getting that information. So clear there's something to that. But whether through cheating or voting, whether it's before or after they voted, whether it was voting or cheating, this is what they chose the way we're going, right? Either way, they chose it. With Kamala, what my guides have said is it would have been an easier road, but a longer road. Okay. So it would have been gentler and easier, more joyful, but longer. With this way, it's going to be more difficult, but faster. This is going to be very fast, is this is what I'm being told, okay? So I wanted to explain this through, and I'll get to the unearthing part of this, but how this is so different from 2016, right? And we talked about it a little bit, but I felt like with Blue Sky, this has become, and I felt like my guides were kind of like, look, see this, with Blue Sky and Twitter, right? This is a great example because what has happened is that Twitter became kind of this right wing, just, they were so, cruel to liberals that were there, and it was the nonstop fighting and stuff. So there was this mass exodus from Twitter. And this, I'm just letting you know in case you're not aware of like this, the social media, whatever. And so everybody's landed on Blue Sky. And in Blue Sky, what's happened is that, and they kind of went to Threads, but the right winger started showing up there. And so it kind of became more combative. And so people left and Blue Sky started. And in Blue Sky, everybody is just blocking. They don't want to fight. and they don't want to discuss this stuff with them anymore. So it's not as if they're not saying, it's like, fine, we are where we are. You got the House, you got the Senate, you got the presidency. We are where we are. But we're not going to be abused over it. And we're not going to have you gloating and stuff. We don't want to do that. We're not going to do that. So what's happened is they've moved away from that. And what's happening over at Twitter is that it's awful. I guess they're fighting amongst each other, basically. And this is part of the cycle and part of what is the sport for them, right? Is to attack and put down and gaslight the liberals, own the libs, right? That's part of the sport. That's part of the fun. And what we've done is we've taken that part away. We're not doing that. You've had people uninvite people to Thanksgiving, uninvite people to Christmas, not because we hate you now, it's because we're not going to engage. We're not going to do this anymore. Even people getting divorces, like, we're not going to do this anymore. We're not going to play this game anymore, right? So basically, what's happening is that they're kind of stewing and ruminating, and kind of in their own juice, in their own what they've created, right? Now, the reason that they showed me the German people, the concentration camps, right? From 2016 to the election, how many pieces of evidence have we shown them to show them this guy is a crook, this guy is a con man, this guy is, he's a criminal, he's raped people, he's, he's ruined people, and they don't believe it, or they don't want to believe it, or they gaslight over it, um, because it's coming from us, from the other side, right? They're brainwashed too. Whatever he says is truth, and whatever anybody else says is a lie. So the reason that they were showing me this image of them, of the German people cleaning out the camps, is because the only way they're going to realize who this person is and who these people really are is if they have to live it, if they have to see it, if they have to go through it. And my guides have said what is going to happen is that he's going to do the things he said that he's going to do, or he's going to try. And they're of the mindset that liberals were lying to us. He'd never do that. He's not going to do that to us. He's not going to send our friends away. He's not going to go after our benefits. He's not going to go there. He's not going to do any of that. They're lying about him. That's not true. So when this happens, they're going to have to face it, see it, feel it. The Russian army knew that the German people were so brainwashed that they would not believe it unless they were in the place where this happened, with the smells and seeing it with their own eyes and touching it with their own fingers. They would not have believed it. And that is where we are. And so this is a way for them to have to see it, because it's going to be directed at them. In the meantime, what's going to be happening with us, and I just say us and them just so we know who we're talking about. We're talking about, Democrats and Republicans, the liberals and the conservatives, whatever you want to say. But in the meantime, what's going to be happening with us is we're going to be creating safe communities for people that need it. We're going to be creating safe havens. We're going to be helping the vulnerable. We're going to be protecting the vulnerable. We're going to be helping with food and shelter, and hiding places if we have to. We're going to be building underground railroads if we have to get people the health care and support that they need. That's what we're going to be doing. They showed this in very clear imagery to me, that and this is part of what I'm wanting to tell you, is that this is your call and your opportunity to decide who you're going to be, right? I already told you guys on Sunday, I plan to be a helper, whatever that means. And that is, my guides are going to show me the way. Right now, I'm doing a new Earth study group, but but everybody in it is like, I need this right now. I don't, I knew this, I heard this, and I just wanted to jump in because, and this is the next part of this that I want to share with you guys. Sooner or later, Trump is going to do the things that he wants to do to his own people, right? He's going to come for their health care, their Social Security, their benefits. And what's going to happen is, when that happens, we're all going to work together to stop it. That's what's going to happen. We also, I want to go back to the vision I've seen since 2016, this vision of King Kong, right? What I realized, and what I now understand, is that it's not just him that's going to fall. He is going to, and it will probably be at the hands of his own people, right? But we also need to face our own truths, right? And this is why this is happening as well. The unearthing isn't just for them to see stuff, it's for us to see stuff. I'll give you a couple of examples. No man is above the law. Bull. There is a man above the law. And how many millionaires are sitting on death row? And if you do go to jail as a rich person, right? As a rich, as a businessman or whatever, a white collar crime, you go to Club Fed, where it's basically like a country club. That's like a prison, right? That's what they call it, Club Fed, because it's easier, and yeah, that's where they go. So that is not true. The other thing, the myth, if you work hard, you get ahead. In America, you work hard, you can do anything. Bull. I call bull again, because the laziest people I know right now are billionaires, and the hardest working people in our country are immigrants. So that's BS, right? These are our hard truths to see. So it isn't just the King Kong isn't just Trump falling. It's these old systems, these old myths that are not true and that need to change, because they don't work for everybody. They work for a portion of people. They don't work for everybody. And that stuff needs to change, right? Capitalism. It works for some, but it's out of control and the corruption is off the charts. That needs to change, right? So, and I know I'm preaching to the choir here, but I'm showing you that there are unearthings and truths for everybody to see, all of us. So it's also about the fall of these old institutions, these old myths and ideas that we tell ourselves that we need to stop because people are suffering, right? And once that happens, and once we face it, then we can change it, and we can rebuild, and we can do things that we really want to do in this country and in this world. But we're in this different place right now, right? We're in a place where we've been separated because of decades of a the Heritage Foundation, the Fox News, that they have this way they think the world should work, and they keep this section of our country ginned up on lies and fear and anger. And those fear and anger are very addictive, and keeping a common enemy, which has been the liberals. But this, from what my guides tell me, this is all going to come crashing down because they're in charge, and they're going to do everything they said they're going to do, and their own people don't believe it. But like I said, do not be afraid, because we are going to all of us, work together to stop it from happening. So yes, they're going to try to come for our benefits and our Social Security, yeah, they are. But that's the point, is we're all going to come together to stop it. And it's going to wake up half the country that's been asleep and misled and lied to. They got in by lying. You know, they got in by cheating and lying. Because even the people that did vote for him thought they were voting for something else. They did not cop to 2025. Nobody wants that. Nobody, not even their own people. They don't want that. It's a few billionaires and a few inflated egos that want that. Nobody else does, right? So that's what we're looking at. And I, and this, I would be making, if Kamala had gotten in, if and if maybe they'll figure it out and they'll bring it public and she'll be put in. If that happens, we're gonna be still dealing with these antiquated old systems that aren't working for people, right? They're not working anymore. And we'll have to change things and push for that change. And like they said, my guide said with Kamala, it would be a much gentler road, a kinder road, but a longer one, because you'd still have this other side, blah, 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 and the two sides fighting, it would still be that dynamic for a lot longer, and for in a longer road. This is going to be shorter. It's going to be swift. And it would be painful. I'm not going to say it's not, but like I said, we're going to all work together to try to protect and help protect these communities that are marginalized, that are going to be targeted. We're not going to let it happen. And it's up to you to decide what part you want to play in this. What do you want to do? What's your cause? Where are you going to put your energy? The first thing I want to tell you is, make sure you're good first. I'm hearing from people, people are reeling. They're heart sick. They have such heartache. They're worried. They're concerned. They're sick over this. I just laid it out for you. This is what's happening and what's going to happen, and we can do this. We can do this. We can. But and it's also, we've also talked about this move to a higher vibration, the move to the, whatever you want to call it, the 5D, the new earth, the awakening, everybody awake. And this is going to happen either way. It's going to happen the long, easy, kind of joyful way, or it's going to happen in very quickly in a much more difficult, kind of harsher way, right? It's like they showed the imagery of, it's going to be like taking 5 steps in your bare feet over broken glass, or walking, 5 miles with everything that makes you comfortable, right? That's the difference, but we're getting there regardless. And I think that's also where you didn't see on Sunday, I had the message that I got from a spirit named Esther that said that we don't devolve. We keep evolving. No matter how it looks, we move forward, right? We talked about that. Through Hairspray, you can't stop the beat. You cannot stop the beat. It's the beat cannot be stopped. We are going forward. And the forward way is reaching this new vibration, this new earth, this new, um, the as it is in, as on earth as it is in heaven, right? This more communal, um, helpful, working together, that kind of change. The other interesting thing that they told me, which I thought it was fascinating, may or not may not be for you, and then I'll let you go. But the other thing that they were wanted to say is that there were openings for this to happen before. One was the 1960s, but they said that, because then they realized like peace and love, right? That's the way. Peace and love is the way. But you had this beating of heads, people fighting each other. And then what happened was addiction came in and kind of railroaded that, because a lot of uh, the commune stuff, a lot of drug addiction, a lot of sex addiction, things like that came into play, and it was thwarted. And then what happened was that all those people, they got sober, and then it was the 80s and they were in Wall Street, and they were, it kind of it took a turn, right? It kind of got derailed, right? But they had it for a second. The other time this happened was 9/11, where it could have been this coming together, working together, realizations of let's not do harmful things to other countries, and get involved in these try to help instead of hurt, all of these things. But it was thwarted again by people's desire and greed and things like that. People's desire to go into other countries and do whatever, had their own agendas, right? So it got thwarted again. We've had these openings before to do this, and they're saying like this is another opening. But this one, from what I feel from my guys, is like this one's going to take. It's either the long road or the short road, and either way we're going to get there, right? And the there is the higher vibrating new earth. We're all helping each other. We're all trying to help each other, and we're there for each other, and we're working to help build a better earth, help build better communities, kinder communities. Um, we're making sure nobody's left out in the cold, right? So this is what I want to tell you. Um, I was absolutely kind of buzzing with vibration this morning when this was all coming in, because it was all like, yes, 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 this is all resonating so deeply. And I'm not afraid. I am, I'm ready, right? And I want you guys to get ready. And I want to help you get ready, right? I want to be a helper, so I want to help you get ready. And so um the first question that I have for you is, what part do you want to play in this? What part do you want to play? Um, what's important to you? What communities are important to you? What um, who do you want to be there for? Right? Because they're going to need us. Right? We're it right now. These marginalized people, or these targeted people, are going to need us. Right? And until our other brothers and sisters are, until they're awake, right? They're asleep right now. They're kind of sleepwalking. Once they wake up, we'll all work together. Okay. So it's a lot, I know, but I hope that it is helpful to you, and I hope that it resonates for you, um, and I hope that it at least gives you clarity and understanding, because that's what it gave to me. And I think that in this fog, it's been so confusing. It's been so like, what has happened? What is going on? And like I said, if they can, they can, you know, figure out what went on during the election and say, okay, we're stopping this and we're putting Kamala in and this is what's happening. They can do that. And like I said, then we'll just be traveling this road, but it'll be longer, but it will be happier. It'll be a happier road, or a less difficult road. It won't be happy. It'll be less difficult. It'll be more joyful and less difficult, but it will still be, a challenge. Either way, it's a challenge. This road is harsher, it's more difficult, but it's fast. And we can do this. We can do this. I'm telling you, we can. Okay? So, all right. I hope this has been helpful to you guys. Thank you for giving me the time. Have a happy, happy, joyful, peaceful Thanksgiving. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.